Welcome. I'm your host, Robert Wilson, with Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity, presenting I Admit to Me I'm Free. Whatever I can admit to me sets me free because take accountability and responsibility, and I shuck the shame and blame right out of my life. Because that way I'm instantly accountable and responsible for my life. So I suddenly stopped looking at the outside world, because basically all the outside world is showing me in here where my limitations or the good, the blessings, whatever it is. And really, that is the way it is, because I used to think I had to do things in the outside world. I have to do nothing in the outside world. I have to expand and let go and do all the imaging, coloring, whatever you want to call it, in here, because the outside world's innocent. I make it guilty through my thinking, knowing, memory, mind, and all the stuff that binds me in yesterday. So today I awaken to understand I'm grand. But anyway, I awakened to this, oh, about a week and a half ago. But the outside world shows me my limitations, my blockages, and they're all within me. So when you can admit that to yourself, you liberate yourself to understand yourself, and you set yourself free to feel the robust, enterprising elegance dance you through life. As I instinctively communicate to the world through my throat chakra, that is my visionary ventriloquist, inaudibly speaking my dreams to the world, magnetizing the universe. It's invigorating natural acumen, unlocking my dreamer's intuition, brightens my life's yazoo blessings. I receive from the unworldly pool of lavish, endless abundances of love, health, wealth, gold, silver, money, fun of the sun, leisure, as I instantly awakened at dawn to calmly witness and listen to the Salt River. On Saturday mornings I go down to the Salt River and just sit there and relax, meditate, whatever. And I was feeling the daylight enlightenment, witnessing my lightning bolt enlightenment, sweeten my smell of sovereign, majestic elegance, loving life. Witnessing liberating invitations, fostering enlightenment, audaciously awakened me internally to feel my river of liberation wash away all my external worlds of dismay and delusions of yesterday, because my seas of savvy to rise me out of swimming in sabotage, to glide up the ladder of liberation, floating over to my lazy boy of leisure, understanding and esteeming all my delusional dismay is in here. But you think and know a delusion as you feel the forthright, energizing elegance of you, love, and life. So I stopped allowing the outside world to control me. My life, as I now understand and admit, my physical world is innocent. You know, when something happens out here that's unsavory, once it's over out here, it's internal. The sooner you can admit to it, it's all in here, and appreciate it. Admit it occurred, appreciate that event. And when you and appreciate it, you rise out of forgiveness, because you're giving yourself all the power and the liberating elegance of that situation. And you unleash your sovereign valor to trust your own abilities. And that's something I really awakened into, the sovereign valor. I took the word self out of my life and used the word sovereign. My sovereign energy, my sovereignness, because that way I'm uncontrolled by outside sources. When we're thinking this person did this person did, and all the revenge thinking, the outside world is controlling our life. But when you appreciate it and awaken to it, you're in the flow of your glow of galvanizing love, optimistic wisdom, rising above yesterday. And that's the thing about admitting. Admit it to get rid of it. It gives you the prowess, the power, and all the elegance of you to show the world how you glow of genuine, lively optimism, whooshing away all of yesterday's debris. And that's the thing about this. The physical world shows us, but it's the external, it's our internal landscape that controls us. And when we start blaming the outside world, we never move beyond it. We stay stuck in it. And that's where the world is today. And I got a class coming out, a video. We've been living the definition of insanity since I've been alive. We keep doing the same things over and over again, but expecting different results. And that's the way we've been all of our life. We think we do something out in the outside world, it's going to get better for everybody. It never does, because the outside world just keeps swirling and turning on the axis of asinine bullshit, because we just stay in the muck of ourselves. When I rise out of the murk of me, I set myself free to admit I am an enterprising entrepreneur strolling through life, being chauffeured by my wisdom, insight, and clarity. And everything we think and know come from outside sources. And one thing we really got to rise above is our ancestors' mindsets of survival. There isn't enough, and I'm guilty of this one. I got that embedded in me from my parents, because I come out of the 30s were only 15 years after I was born, or before I was born. And I tell you what, back there in South Dakota where I grew up, the 30s were talked about all the time. They still are. But what I ingrained is what my parents ingrained. And a lot of the well, not a lot of it, all the poverty consciousness in the world comes from the ancestors. And you can have $1 trillion in the bank and think you're rich, but if you're holding on to that money so tight that the buffalo on a wooden nickel is going to the bathroom, that's poverty consciousness. And the world is selfish and full of poverty consciousness today. I got mine. And you know what? They deserve it. But one thing they owe everybody is their wisdom to show the world a better way. And I admitted this all to myself. And once I started admitting my murky monk within myself, I liberated me from me. And that is the thing. I admit it to me. I'm free to liberate me from me, my viewpoints, opinions, beliefs, parents, all that. Because we are ingrained with our parents' habits, viewpoints, opinions. Even though we don't want them, they're subconsciously there, because from the womb to 5, everything goes directly in. And I awakened to this about 4 or 5 months ago. Oh yeah, I did everything like my parents. And and when I figured it out, I have a buddy that says that's funny, and then I laugh at me, sets me free. Well, I had a good laugh at myself, because the more I laugh at me, the more free I feel, with a sovereign valor to ballet through life with the greatest of ease. Because we're all entrepreneurial energies ready to expand the world. The world will only expand through people. You, me. And that's something else when I do the class. I got a couple of them coming out, but business and education have this world going this way. You have it going this way. It's individualists that will move the world forward. And an individualist is somebody that's not controlled by outside sources. And that's something that really has to open up to and stop being controlled by outside sources, because the leadership of this country and the world is pretty well, let's just say what it is. They're corrupt and crooks. People always raise the world out of the situations. You know, you take World War II, the Battle of the Bulge. Eisenhower was a general, but was Eisenhower at the Battle of the Bulge? No. Patton was, but not. You know, it's individual people, the troops at that battle site making individual choices or working together is what got us out of the Battle of the Bulge. And also, this is one of my favorite questions. If it wasn't for the 30s, would the United States got rid of Hitler? Because them people that come out of the 30s were tough. They were tough in here. They were tough in here. They weren't physically tough or mouthy because, well, back then, if you lipped off, somebody give you a black eye or bloody nose for an attitude adjustment. So as I rose of my revolutionary optimist, unsheathed my sovereign emancipating prowess to understand and esteem my life as mischievous messes that are messy mysteries, ornery endeavoring experiences, rambling liberating riddles, and fancy free confusion. Because we cannot go from right here to over here without a little bit of riddles and mysteries and uh, confusion. Confusion, riddles, and mysteries are pure, unadulterated wisdom waiting to be matured into a magnificent, adventurous, trend setting, unfathomable, robust energy to expand us through life. You know, I had to admit this to myself about 25 years ago, but I grew in age, but I never matured internally. Now that I've learned how to listen, I've matured internally. But this world is very, very immature and insecure because all we've been taught the last 20 years is handouts, handouts. The government, handout, handout. Well, the government and the bankers of the government, we're getting a little bit strapped. And something else that I really want to say, we're capitalism, capitalist. This is the most socialist country. This country runs on socialism because them big corporations, they got their hands out at the taxpayers' coffers every day. There isn't any of us in the whole world, in the United States, actually standing on our own 2 feet, me included, because we're all there to get a handout. But I'm really awakening to this is my helping hand, but this ain't the helping hand. My wisdom, insight, clarity, my willingness to walk through the cactus patch barefooted and not say ouch when I step on a cactus. That's what I'm expanding into. And see, once you understand everything you think is holding you back out here is right here. It's inside you. And your visionary ventriloquist is an inaudible intuition to you to speak to the universe and putting forth your dreamer's dexterity and your dreamer's paradises, your desired lifestyle. You actually communicate with the world from here out. Everything out here is just whatever you interpret it is. But here's the thing. Where did your interpretations come from? Your parents or your viewpoints, opinions, beliefs yesterday? The more I rise out of yesterday and the more I rise out of thinking, knowing, knowledge, everything I learned and thoughts from yesterday, I get to ride on my liminal carpet glide over to my beaches of bountiful bliss to set in my lazy boy of luxury. I innovated that through my internal intuition. See, the thing about education, it has no imagination. And if you look at the world, there's very little imagination. People, they have it, but it's all inside that box of education and this. You know, I wrote something the other day and I'm going to do a talk on it. Why is education a limitation? Because it never shows you a way to trust your own abilities. The more I awaken to this, the more I understand education is a limitation. And there's also a barrier out there. I'm going to do a talk on this, but there's a barrier. I'm a union electrician. I'm damn proud of it. But I can talk to people. I've been on these networking, them college educated, them people on there. If you tried to talk just, innovatively or with just common sense, they were lost. That's what this world has to expand out of, being lost and medicated college education. Because college education, all education, is just inexperience. There is no experience in education. The difference between the tradesman and college education, we get hands-on wisdom put to us. When they come straight out of college into management, all they know is what's on that sheet of paper. And most of the time it gets it. And then when somebody tells me I got a business, well, a business is a name on a sheet of paper in a file cabinet. And if you listen to them, they're going to talk like a robot outside. There'll be a robot coming out of that file cabinet. Something I grew up on a farm. And, I'm glad I did. Because them old farmers are back when I was in the farm in the 60s and the 70s, they were some very, very innovative people. But they never ever, they'd get mad and frustrated, but yet they understood what was going on. And see, we've been so educated, we've lost the farming roots of ourselves, the common sense of the earth. We've lost the wisdom of the earth. We walk the concrete jungle, and that's where we stay. And as I now grasp and esteem from my throat chakra's visionary ventriloquist, I expressed inaudible, intuitive, magnetic mystique through the universe, cosmos, and my physical world, understanding my liberating lingo's lyrical energy calms me internally. Streaming now quality is my word in its present moment, peace. Through the otherworldly airways, soothes the earth's breezes of bold, enterprising, endeavoring zeal. Entertains my brain, designing my dreams of my subconscious scenery. Colors my superconscious scenarios with my life son of the fun leisure, now and forevermore. I float on my rivers of ravishing riches, onto my stunning seas of success, enjoying yachting on my oceans of opulence, because I've learned how to relax and enjoy life. But one of the biggest challenges we face in this world is relaxation, fun. Stop telling people what to do, stop being told what to do, and trust our own abilities. And see, when you're telling people what to do, that's your egotistical arrogance stopping you from listening. When you're being told what to do, that's your insecurities, never trusting your abilities. And I know I went through both of them. I used to think I was the sharpest man in the world until I realized he didn't make it that far. But if I listen to my daily life, I liberate invitation, streaming, transcending elegance naturally, because life is a liberating invitation. All this stuff we think happens out here, it's really the encumbrances and holding us back in here. So this out here is to liberate this in here. It took me a long time to realize that, and right now the world is really looking for us to move forward. You can take all the education and everything you want, but it's people communicating with people that's going to rise this world to peace and prosperity, because we think and know our way to yesterday. And once you realize how this world is a box of education with enslaved with third world enslaved mindsets, you can liberate you from you. So when you admit it, you get rid of it. Admit it to free yourself, to liberate you from you. That's what all personal growth, self-help, all this stuff that they give you, all this programming, they're programming you to follow them. Pure liberation from cowboy wisdom. You're going to communicate with your daily life and rise to your liminal carpet glide and enjoy life. Liberation is the freedom within to enjoy life. And I am Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom Hypnoacuity. Hypnoacuity is hypnotherapy without the drama of therapy. It's about communication, understanding you're just athletically imperfect, and your imperfections are your character showing you a better way through life. And my website's mycowboywisdom.com. My email is robert@mycowboywisdom.com. There's free downloads. There's free reading. I unpunctuated my books, and I've had people read them for a long time because I unpunctuated them in 2011. And I ask them regularly, I said, how does that unpunctuated? And then I asked some other friends, I said, how do you like reading punctuated writings compared to my unpunctuated writings? A couple of them says they don't even read punctuating writings because it controls you. Punctuated writings control you because you're trying to imitate and follow the author instead of open up to your sovereign savvy to travel through life with a trailblazer audacity. And anyway, please enjoy your evening, and we'll be doing another one of these tomorrow. Thank you.